ET bodies are 3.5 to 4.5 feet tall. They have two round almonds sunken in eyes without pupils, heavy brow ridge, large hairless head by human standards,
Ooh.
no earlobes, no definitive nose, small slit for a mouth, very thin neck, small torso, wearing a metallic flexible garment. That pops up multiple times.
Yeah, you don't want to put that on your profile for dating.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
probably not going to get you to the prom.
Arms described as long and thin, reaching down to the knees. Hands having 4 fingers without thumb. Slight webbing between the fingers. Short and thin legs, no toes. Skin color beige, tan, brown, tan, pinkish gray. So Tony, what I'm saying here is if we take all this information together, we put it into a bucket, and we have Rudy do a refined drawing, what are we going to end up with? We're going to end up with something that looks like this.
Yeah.
This is about as close as we're going to get to what these bodies look like according to the pathologist report.
Well, at least they're in shape.
yeah,
I mean, look at the guy. He's got a
you've
six-pack.
got, you've got oversized head, oversized eyes, slit for a mouth, minute nose, you've got heavy brow ridge, you've got emaciated body figures, and you've got hands that go down below the knees.
Yeah.
So it's checking the boxes here. So
Yeah.
let's go to the full color rendering, and this is what I came up with.
Wow, that's
So
cool.
not someone you want to meet on a Saturday night,
No.
okay?
No, you don't.
Yeah.
No, you
This
don't.
guy's not playing around
Yeah,
here. But
absolutely
yeah,
not.
this is what these pathologist reports are telling us that they look like.
And so, the theory is that that is us in the future.
That's
or
one theory, yeah.
they're coming from the future back to oversee us, which is a project to them. This is what's being put out there. But that is pretty incredible, and that's what we're getting familiar with. I think the new generation is really getting familiar with this. So let me ask you this, Michael.
Right.
We're shooting a show right now. By the way, thanks everybody if you're joining us. Mr. Michael Schratt, the best in the world at what we're doing here, and I'm happy to be here. An ET alien walks in here. How do you think you would react if he just walked in right now?
Well, we have to define our terms here,
Okay.
So when you talk about an ET and an alien, you're talking about two different things,
Okay.
So an ET shares the same DNA as humans. An alien does not share the same DNA as humans.
Oh,
Okay, now we throw
yeah.
in what we just heard at congressional hearings last week, is that these things are coming from the oceans. So now you're talking about USOs, unidentified submerged objects, which have been documented for decades and probably hundreds of years.
Right.
They've been here for thousands of years.
Yeah.
Okay? So if you think about that, now we go on to Richard Dolan, who's just about ready to release a 700-page, 3-volume, absolutely monumental report, fully illustrated book on USOs.
Oh, that's
going to be
awesome.
groundbreaking.
I can't wait to see that. Yeah, because there's a lot of. I watch these TikToks with these kids, and there's, I saw one of this girl the other day, and she's like, "You got to be kidding me! This whole time there's aliens in the oceans. Why has anybody told us?" You know what? Look it up. It's real simple. 1975 was one of the first sightings over Catalina Island, and why is that such a hot spot for USOs? Is because that's probably one of the deepest parts of the ocean. And it's amazing. But Richard Dolan, I'm a big fan of his, so I'm looking forward to that book.
Yep.
So, to answer my question, let's just say an alien walks in here,
Okay.
and he walks right in and stands right there. How do you think you would react to that?
Probably not how you think you might react. Shock, for sure. Curiosity.
Okay.
I'd want to know everything,
Sure.
how they communicate, where
You'd
they're
have to
from.
be careful what you're thinking about, because
Yeah,
they're
probably,
telepathic. They can read your mind and stuff. So.
Yeah.
So, which leads me to a point that I want to talk about the Tic Tac. But for me, if that was to happen, I don't think I would be shocked. I would probably be like, "Hey, what's up, dude? You don't want to play some Call of Duty?" I think I'd be very okay with it. I don't, because for 40 years I've chased all this. I've had my experiences, so that to me would be incredible.
Well, I have to go back to Stanton Friedman.
Okay.
Late great friend Stanton Friedman. He did over 600 lectures around the country at college universities. I mean, very well known. Passed away, I think it's been 4 years now. But in his presentation, he talks about how the greater the education, the more likelihood to believe in UFOs. And you would think it would be the opposite,
Sure.
right? Because like
Yeah.
if you have a scientific background, you'd think, no, there's no UFOs because I'm a proud scientist, right? That's not the case. The more likely to believe in UFOs, the greater the education.
Yeah.
That's kind of what we need.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
what we need.
And getting back to my statement a little just a few minutes ago about the Tic Tac, you know, if an alien walked in here, I probably wouldn't be shocked. I like your opinion. What would be your opinion? Put it up there on YouTube. We'd love to read it a little bit later when we get a chance. You know, so the big thing is for them is they have the ability to telepathically communicate, which they also say that somebody said that they think they have the ability to read our minds. In the Tic Tac incident, I think it was 2001. I can't remember the pilot, the main pilot that was in the jet that was flying.
David Fravor.
David Fravor, which to me is an American hero who's just put it out there, said, look, I witnessed this, I saw this, you need to know about it, America. You know, he said something in a video, and I thought it was really, he said, it's almost like the Tic Tac already knew what I was about to do, which makes me think, is that vehicle that we see in the videos, does it have the ability to read the pilot's minds? Like, does it, you know, I mean, I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that's something very interesting. If that's the case, how do you defend yourself against them? You know, which is probably one of the biggest questions we need to ask. Are they here to cause us harm or create harmony? What is their purpose? They've been here before us. They're here now. They're never going to leave. We're just now, a lot of people are just figuring out what's happening here. So just my 2 cents on that mind reading thing. So I have a question for you, Michael. I have a question for everybody who's watching right now. What percent of dark matter makes up the universe? What percent of dark matter makes up the universe? Is it 72%, 64%, or 85%? Your thoughts?
85%.
Can't get anything past this guy. Okay. All right, let's move on to our next thing. What are we going to do?
Peanut butter jelly time.